A solicitor says a Court of Appeal hearing which upheld a €2 million award to a West Donegal couple has created a very important legal precedent in terms of the use of expert witnesses in personal injury cases. In 2020, Patrick and Anita Duffy from Annagry were awarded the money in the High Court after successfully claiming they were exposed to toxic chemicals from spray foam insulation in their home. The process used a chemical which is highly dangerous, and the couple were not advised to leave the house. They now have life-changing respiratory injuries, which in Patrick's case were described as catastrophic. The award was appealed, and earlier this month the Court of Appeal upheld that award. In particular, the Court of Appeal criticised an expert witness called by the defendant, saying there was an absence of objectivity and impartiality. And the Duffy's solicitor, Cormac Hartnett, says that is a very significant development.
One of the top things that has come out of this case, apart from the vindication of the Duffys in the High Court and in the Court of Appeal, is that the court has drawn to the attention of solicitors and their experts that you cannot bring to court what might be perceived as being a hired gun. And the defendant in this case used a toxicologist from America whom the High Court discredited completely and didn't allow any of his evidence. And the Court of Appeal affirmed that in making this ruling, that it's very important that in the defence of litigation, people who bring expert to court must realise that the duty of the expert is to the court, not to the person who is employing them. And unfortunately, in this case, the whole case was made much more difficult and much more harrowing for the Duffys by virtue of the manner of the defence. And that is one of the egregious things in this case. The defendant expert essentially was utterly partisan, tried to really undermine and diminish and discredit the Duffys, much to his own demise. The High Court and the Court of Appeal has drawn to the attention that anybody who is involved in litigation, and particularly when you're dealing with maybe insurance companies who have lots of funds versus a person from West Donegal who doesn't, there is the opportunity perhaps for experts to be cherry-picked until you meet one who's going to say the right thing. And in this case, the court found that that was the case, that the Duffys were subject to a defence expert who was wholly unreliable, wholly discreditable, and utterly partisan. And the court ruled accordingly that that expert's evidence should be completely omitted from the court record, and sounded a warning to anybody involved in litigation that you must be very careful as to what expert you choose, and that that expert must be aware that his duty or her duty is to the court and not to the person who's paying him.
And that was Solicitor Cormac Hartnett there.